Bertelmann. I'm from Düsseldorf, Germany, and when I do music with a piano, I'm calling myself Hauschka. I have different bands also with different German musicians from the electronic scene and a guy from England. But besides that, I'm working as Hauschka, and I'm on Fat Cat label and on Karaoke Kalk, which is a label from Berlin. What I'm doing is mainly I'm working with just the piano and trying to avoid to use any kind of technical gear and producing electronic music just by acoustic, by an acoustic instrument. When I played concerts with a laptop, I get quite restricted by tempo and patterns, and like I had to watch always on the screen, which I do mainly over the day when I'm doing my office work, so I was really disappointed to do that during a concert. And the other thing was that when you play with a laptop, there is always a certain barrier between you and the people. Like there are bands or laptop acts that can quite get away with that, but there are not many really that are entertaining in a way. So I try to avoid that, and then I had the idea to manipulate the tones of the piano just to get a kind of orchestra out of the piano without using any technique. I'm pasting stuff on the strings like metal, tape, plastic, different sorts of material, and when you hit the hammer hit the strings. In between the hammer and the strings there is some material, and then you hear suddenly the tone of the piano, but you also hear like a and that's, for example, the hi-hat, and then you hear like a and then you hear like that, and you hear like electronic or whatever, you hear percussion sounds and tone. You just try to reduce as much as you can the equipment and produce as much sounds out of it, which is very helpful for focusing. I'm also doing a festival which is in Düsseldorf, which I do every year in a place called Salon des Amateurs, which is a very nice club in Düsseldorf. And there I try to invite people who are doing piano music, but also working with computers. But then there are people who just do just their instrument, and the mixture of that, like acoustic and electronic mixed, I think that's a wonderful challenge. What I try to, sometimes it works, sometimes not, but what I try to is to kick associations, which is just like I slip into a kind of motive, kick it on, and just when it's just kicked, I'm off, you know. And you as a listener, you're just hearing it, and it's still like, oh, that was blues, and it's just gone. And I think that's something that I experienced with other acts, especially like electronic acts, where I just thought that that's so wonderful, because they just give you an association of something that you already heard, but you think it's totally different, which is great. Well, normally when I play a solo concert, I don't play with any visuals, because I think my performance is quite so intense that I think you don't need any kind of pictures, which is always for me a battle when I go to electronic concerts also. And there was a time, I think, where I get overloaded by like VJs and stuff like that, which is, I think, a complete different area than visual arts, you know. But when I met the guys from Semiconductor, we were playing on the same festival, on the Fat Cat Festival, and then I saw what they were doing, and I had the idea that maybe the combination might work, because their images are quite formless in a way. They have forms, but they are very simple, And I think their pictures are also creating like associations. We're using like contact mics in the piano, which is creating actually these the squares and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit also the painter of like these things that we're painting actually together. So I'm a part of it, and they are painting, and the concept that they are using is quite similar to mine, because I'm not, I don't know what I'm playing tonight. You know, it's always I'm improvising nearly 80% of the concert. So sometimes I'm just going on stage and looking at the crowd and saying, okay, I will start with C or with E, and then I'm just starting, and I think they are doing the same in a way with the pictures.